Welcome to another episode of Saint Vincent Untold Stories. On this episode, we look at the La soufriere volcano in Saint Vincent and the Grenadines. And we the people of Saint Vincent is calling on the United States of America and the United Nations to come and watch over our funds that will be spent to rebuild Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, because we don't want those funds to disappear again like the stimulus package and the prime grant. Big ups to all of my subscribers, and if you are new to the channel, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon, because you are going to want to see this video and many more like these. Let me just start off with 3 questions. Number 1, what was the stimulus package for? Number 2, who was the prime grant for? And number 3, what will become of the volcano relief? And the article was published saying that the modern medical hospital in Georgetown is to be reopened. Wait, isn't that hospital in the red zone? So what are you telling the Vincentian public? That it's safe now to go back into the red zone? That the ban has been lifted? You see, just like how we are having press conference for every little thing. A bridge open, there's a press conference. A door built, there's a press conference. A school open, there's ribbon cutting. Mr. PM, we need to know if anyone has died from kidney failure and how many. And if so, we need accountability, because that evacuation order was given too late. Allegations are that the number is 3. But at Untold Stories, we don't want to speculate. And as we say, the PM is a good man, so we need a press conference. We need him to say if it is true or not. And you know, the sad thing about it have boots lickers saying that the evacuation order was given on time. Are you not in a shelter? Didn't you feel the pain from the first, the second, and the third day? Question. Did any one of your houses get damaged during the last flood? Did you put in an application for a stimulus package and you did not get it because of who you are? Well, this is your time to step up your game. You need to sign a petition saying that you need the American government to step in and watch the volcanic relief funds. So you want to tell me the floods came and damaged your house? You are not saying anything. You did not get any help. But you are not speaking out. Now, they said that we have extreme poverty and you are still silent. So what are you going to do? Let the PM send you back to the red zone to live, and when you go there, you have to sit back and wait, signing all these papers, and you know to yourself you are not going to receive any help. At Untold Stories, I tell you, I have been underground. It's gonna take a while for the agricultural industry to catch itself. Tourism right now, we can't fully count on that because we have the big sea. Fishes in the ocean are not biting because of the asharong. The sulfur is smelling in Richmond. The men can't go back to the bush. The sailormen are home. Everybody's home. So you're gonna let that relief fund just to go down the drain this time? No, man, you got to be kidding. Vibes Cartel said it best. Emergency, we are suffer around here. Mr. Big Man, we're doing for the ghetto around here. Let me tell you what we are going to do. Some people might say that's ignorance and that's rubbish we are talking, but it's better we do it this way. Remember, we had no accountability for previous funds. So what we're asking the United States government to do, if we can't have accountability, you guys got to take us in your country, because we can't live under extreme poverty all the days of our life forever. In all honesty, you've seen the voluntary work that I myself and several others have done. So you know that we are patriots and that we love Saint Vincent. But we don't love poverty and we need to do something. Nothing is doing in Saint Vincent. Imagine, you don't have Cash App. You can't use PayPal properly here. So you recommended Bitcoin. A simple thing like on Cash App, you guys can't implement. Remember, seeing is believing, so we need accountability. Show us when it works. You seem to know more about technology than Untold Stories. So what I want you to do, I want you to show the public how the Cash App works in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. When you download the Cash app on Play Store, it says that it is not downloadable in your country. So you have to go through all kind of jailbreak now on Google to get the Cash app. The next thing now, the Cash app cannot be connected to any banks in St. Vincent. And Cash app is easier to use than PayPal and Bitcoin. Let me just give you an example of what Pitbull said in the last episode. Remember, he was complaining about the problems at the shelter when he said the guy told him shoulder can't go above head. You know what you mean when shoulder can't go above head? But let's just get back to the volcano, because this thing is getting out of hand. Just to show you how these people wasn't prepared. Look, so long the volcano erupted. And now they are coming with a statement saying the persons bringing foods to the shelter have to have food handler's paper, when that should have been implemented from the start when the persons came into the shelters. There is an organization called Nemo. Most persons are joking about it and saying finding Nemo and what and not. Persons are saying they are calling the numbers, and when they call the numbers, there are persons at the end of the line giving attitude. And there are several persons not picking up the phone. Nemo, this is what you need to do. You need to set up a call center for persons to take calls. Employ some people. I can be polite and go into my British accent. So Nemo, please help out the people. Set up a call center. Nemo, the persons at the shelter never wanted to go into a shelter, you know. They wanted to be in their comfortable homes, because it is a state of emergency and an evacuation order was given. That is why they are into the shelter and you need to take care of them. You got me? Tell me something. What does anyone caught into the red zone will be prosecuted means? That not mean if you're in the red zone you get locked up and them go press charges against you? Tell me something now. What they don't know is the world is watching. And now that Mr. Rajigas was arrested, it's showing that there is proof of victimization. Because if they arrest Mr. Rajigas, then they have to arrest everyone. And you see, they won't dare to arrest everyone, because some people who stayed into the red zone are their party supporters. You see? And that is why I don't support any political party, or I am not on any sides. This is the kind of thing I'm trying to avoid. I have seen several Facebook posts where persons were lashing out, saying that some mischievous persons were trying to create division. Let me make myself clear. Stop licking boots, and no one is trying to create any division. We are calling for unity, and we are also calling for accountability. You see, all the persons that are saying that we are trying to create division because we are asking for accountability. You see, when the volcano stops and the relief money isn't given out as it should, what I want you to do is to sleep with your front door wide open, and you'll see what happens when these little ghetto boys start to face sufferation and problems. Right now, during these volcanic eruptions, you have seen an increase in po-po crimes. Please remember, this is not like the floods, where certain areas alone were affected. This time around, is the whole of St. Vincent and the Grenadines have been affected. So you better be careful in whatever you say. You know, and that's a question I often ask, you know. All the lick boots them. How come you don't sleep with your doors and your windows open? If the thing is so safe, if we have no poverty, how comes? I am warning you, Vincentians. It is not gonna be like before, you know. Everything is different and now the struggle is much harder. We saw some houses where the ash went in, televisions destroyed, refrigerators destroyed, furnitures destroyed. And some of these people still hold places like Singer, places like courts. How are they going to meet ends meet? Tell me something. When the green light is given to return back home, what about the men in the high bush that has to wait 3 months, 4 months and 6 months until their crops are ready? How are their children going to eat if that volcano relief money is not handed out properly? Vincentians, it is up to you. Please remember you can call the St. Vincent Untold Stories number or WhatsApp 454-3536. You know, I have to laugh. It's all the people them saying that if anybody found the Nemo as yet. So long they're looking for Nemo and can't find the Nemo. As of recent, I have seen several relationships being mashed up at shelters. So you see, guys, you know that some of you have nothing to go home to. So you need to question accountability about this money. Some of you already lost your woman because you don't have the financial stability to provide for them. Do the right thing and the question the accountability of the volcano relief money that our government is getting. I want to just say big ups to everyone who's locked onto the program, everyone who's helped out, everyone who's supporting, and everyone who's giving back to the Vincentians at home. Big ups to all the Vincentians living abroad who are donating. Big ups to the other Caribbean countries and the international countries as well. Well, they have copied my intro. They have copied my conclusion. But at Untold Stories, we are not selfish. So let me just say like Charlie, you can use it. It's not a problem. You get me?